folks, welcome back to another video with flyfishingwithjeff.com, and I've got a little something different for you today. We're going to be doing some smallmouth fishing here on one of our three rivers. We have the St. Croix, Nemacolin, and the Totogatik that we fish. But I'm going to go along with a young man today that I'm going to introduce to you. His name is Elliot Jacobson. He runs Jacobson Outdoors. He's a quality young man. Goes to our church. Does a lot with our youth. He's just a fantastic kid. But more importantly, he's a fisherman, and a very good one. And he has a guide service. I know that I've just gotten a lot of questions this year, last year, on will I guide, would I guide? The truth is no, I won't, because I didn't go through that whole certification process. It was just too bulky for me. I'm busy because I do work for the Department of Agriculture 40 hours a week. Got a lot of other irons in the fire, and probably the most accurate answer is I'm just too selfish to guide. I like fishing, I like catching fish, and so I'm going to go along with Elliot. He's got a beautiful boat that he uses on the local rivers, and I'm going to let him tell you a little bit about it. You'll see it. You'll see me fishing, hopefully catching some fish, and I'm going to let him explain to you, some of his pricing and just those kinds of things that go along with guiding. So we're going to do probably 3 to 4 miles here on one of the rivers, and like I said, hopefully catch some fish, have a little discussion along the way. I want to do this so that if you're somewhere else and you want to come and enjoy the experience, whether it be on any of the three rivers, you've got somebody that you can contact. I know he'll do a fantastic job. I have no doubt about that. He's typically a spin caster, but he does fly fish. He does know how to fly fish. He's a good fly fisherman. I haven't quite shamed him completely into giving up the rest of it yet and becoming a fly fisherman, but he can for sure take you guys in your party, up to 2 of you, out, show you a good time, get you into some smallmouth bass or pike or muskie at the right time. And these rivers, they're a little bit fickle. Might look easy occasionally. I'm catching some fish, but I've done it a lot, and I know the rivers. So does Elliot. So anyway, come along with me today. There's going to be a little talking, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but through it all, I think we'll have for you a very good resource in Elliot Jacobson at Jacobson Outdoors for you to find somebody to take you out and do a little guiding. And I might add this too, even if you just do it one day, try it on your own. You may or may not have the right boat to do that. I've had a lot of canoe kayak people. It's hard to fly fish from a canoe and a kayak. You have to park the boat, get out. That's the beauty of my boat, and the beauty, as you'll see, of Elliot's guiding raft. And again, I'm going to let him kind of explain that to you. So come along with me today. Hopefully we'll have a good day. It's a little chilly here today, and if it looks smoky to you, it is because, well, welcome to northern Wisconsin, and the wildfires from Canada are coming in. And but I know there's good fish on this river, and we're going to give it a go. So that's what we're doing. All right, folks. Here we are. We're out on the water, and this is Elliot Jacobson from Jacobson Outdoors, and we're in his Flycraft boat, and it's pretty amazing. It's the big 3-person. You tell us a little bit about your boat.
Yeah, so it's the 3-person guide model. It's the biggest model that Flycraft makes. Really pretty comfortably fishes 3 people, or really 2 people with 1 rowing.
Right.
It's got the lean bars, which really I didn't think was that big a deal at first, but boy, has that really made a big difference with going down rapids and stuff like that.
Yeah, and specifically for fly fishermen, that's a good
exactly.
deal. And I hate to say this, but there are a lot of levels of fly fishermen. If you're a more of a novice, a beginner, or an older person, those lean bars are really going to make a difference.
Oh yeah.
Because your balance, your ability to shift weight with the cast, the haul, to all those things that us fly fishermen do is going to be enhanced by that.
For sure, yeah. And if you hit anything too, if you have one hip locked into it, you're pretty safe. So yeah, it's got a lot of little trinkets that come with it. But yeah, it's the biggest thing about this boat is when it comes to river fishing, it's super stable. We've had 3 guys stand on the edge, and you can't flip this thing over.
Right.
It's more stable than my walleye boat is even.
Right.
So yeah, it's a great boat. It works really well for guiding these rivers. It doesn't take hardly any water to float.
Right.
So.
And on our way over here, we were talking about the difference in the 3 rivers, and I'd already talked to them a little bit about how the Totogatik and the Namakagon are more similar in that there's usually a little more volume of water, and there's quite not as many boulders. But when you get into St. Croix, that's a different situation, and I try to tell people about that quite a bit. But you have different sections where for sure you can your boat can make it through, and you're comfortable. Now somebody might have to get out once in a while, but it's not like they're out walking beside the boat 50% of the time or anything like that.
Right. So like on this stretch of river tonight, I guess we'll probably get out 2 or 3 times.
Okay.
But yeah, on the St. Croix especially, there are definitely a handful of sections that you pretty much have to avoid unless you have enough water. That's just kind of the deal. Unless you got a boat like yours,
Right.
you're pretty much not getting down it. So
Right. And then again, like I've said to people many times, there's a huge learning curve with my boats as well.
Sure.
I've taken other people out and they get frustrated pretty quickly. Well, that won't be the case because you're doing the work. You know where the fish are. You're putting them in there, and you can even give them. I joked a little bit in the lead-in about having convinced you to become a fly fisherman. Yeah, you're still one of those other people. But there are going to be fly fishermen coming your way, and there are going to be spin cast people and bait casters, and you can do any of that stuff, right?
Yep. So I do focus mostly on conventional, but I have really probably almost half the people that I've guided have been fly fishermen. The biggest thing with that is, not being an expert fly fisherman myself, I'm probably not going to give you too many pointers or like lessons or anything like that. But no, I certainly could. The only thing I would ask you is that you would bring your own fly rod and flies and all that kind of stuff. But,
right. You're not going to provide the gear like maybe some of the other outfitters.
Right. If it's conventional, then I would definitely be providing rods and baits and all that stuff.
Okay. You want to talk a little bit about when your availability is, or you got 3 kids under the age of 4?
Under the age of 2.5.
Oh, Shivani Christmas. So this guy, he's called the busy bee at church. But anyway, talk to us a little bit about your availability.
Yeah, so like the guiding is somewhat of a side hustle for me in the summer. I do a handful of other things as well. So, basically if you want to do a guide trip, I would just ask you to plan ahead a ways. If it's a last minute deal, I maybe could make it work, but it'd be a little bit tougher. And then so I do offer, both half day and full day trips. Like the float we're doing right now would be a half day, probably 3-4 hours. For half days I charge $250, and for full days it's $350, and then I do a $100 deposit just to lock in your dates. So
wow, folks, I know for a fact that's good. And I already told them that I was just too selfish to be a guide myself, but I wouldn't do it for that, to be honest with you. But I'm on the other end. You're at one end, I'm on the other end. I'm a retired old fart, and you're not a retired old fart.
Started, yeah.
So and again, I think here comes a belted kingfisher right over your shoulder. Anyway, I can't always have to. That's my very favorite bird in the world. Hear that, folks? That's a belted kingfisher. As I look forward, he's going to go find himself a limb. Anyway, I won't get into the whole mechanics of that, but all right. So anything else you want to kind of tell them about before we start catching some fish, hopefully?
Not really. I mean, I guess you probably say in most of your videos, I love these rivers up here. Most of the time I spend fishing is on these beautiful rivers. It's a wilderness experience up where we live, and it's just beautiful out here. So that's half of it for me. It's just the experience of getting out here, really.
That's why I try to explain to people. Yeah, you might see an occasional cabin, but you're not going to see. You're not fishing through a subdivision like some other.
You don't get people tubing past you or anything normally. So,
no, the canoe, the whole 10 hatch does not happen here.
Right.
It's too far away. Now, if you get further up the Namakagon towards Hayward, you're going to get in. But we're down here, and this is the bottom stretch here on the Totogatik. few miles it will hit the Namakagon, 3 more miles it will hit the St. Croix, and then the St. Croix will eventually hit the Mississippi, and it becomes bigger. I don't fish that lower area, I know you do, but I fish the upper, and I kind of like my privacy, and I like my little boat and a little water and that kind of thing. But all right, well, I'm gonna turn around here and I'm gonna start popping some poppers. And again, please, if you guys have any guiding excursions planned, give Elliot some time, but I think you'd be very happy with everything he can provide for you. So we're going to get going and we'll catch some fish. Huh.
There's been a few fish on.
There we go.
That didn't take too long.
No. Wasn't as fast as my last video though, was it, folks? Hard to beat the first catch. First cast. That's not bad, little guy. Come up here. There's the other thing I'm not used to.
Yeah, if you ever want it, I do have the net too.
Okay. I'm used to having everything kind of in my lap. Even muskies in my lap once in a while. But there you go. That one's got a little bit of a red eye going on. He's a beauty. Let's put him back in there.
I've really only caught, I know my cousin actually caught 2 over like 32, 33 in one day, believe it or not. But I've probably
Pike?
Pike. And I feel like I've only gotten, at least that I've been a part of. Here comes one. You're welcome for that one. I'll take credit.
Yeah, you will. You saw him, didn't you?
You're about to pull it out, weren't you?
Yeah, no, I was looking up here to see where the next cast was, and look how big that is. No, I was turning up here like, where's my next cast? Look at that dude, got roughed up by something, got him.
Oh yeah.
I had one last week that had that on him. So you know it was had to be a pretty good muskie.
Right.
Well, that was fun. Funny.
Log jams are like unbelievable.
Oh yeah.
Like, you'll have like
I wondered about that.
Yeah. It's narrower than this. It's definitely smaller.
Oh, come on. Holy cow, that's a big fish. That's a big fish. Bigger. I saw him come up stage. Did you see? I mean, right just before. That's hard to explain how neat that is.
I'll play guide here with the net.
There you go. That's what it's all about here, Mr. Guide.
There
That one's probably about 15, 16.
Quality.
Let's take a look at that real quick. Yeah, that's 16. Look how deep down in. So that was a serious take. And what I've explained to people before, these fish will come up, and they're going to come up and they're going to stage right underneath it. And then as they come up, they open their mouth and their gills flare and they inhale that water and take that popper. And that's pretty cool. That's what it's all about right there. Completely different look. Uh-oh, right there. Come on. Oh, I saw that for sure. Ah!
Oh, that's another good one.
That's a good one. He was staged right there underneath that. I don't have my glasses on. I don't need to. I've caught enough to... Yeah, that's a good fish. Oh, look at him, Mr. Brownback. That's a good one.
Sweet.
So, folks, I don't want to sound too stupid, but water has an elasticity. You know that if you've ever put water on top of a copper penny and counted the number of drops. And the same thing goes for this with the fish. Right then, as he was staging, he came up from underneath that, and that caused a little surface tension on top of the water, and he was right there, and he rotated around, I could see that, and then he inspected the fly. And when you see that, a lot of times, I hate to say it, but most people panic, and you want to try not to start stripping that fly away from them and taking it away from them. Leave it alone, let them inspect it, and let it drive them kind of crazy. That was a lot of fun right there. Come on, come on. You got him.
The line's halfway down the river.
That's all right. I'm not going anywhere. Lift him up out of there. Way to go. Turn around here. Look at me. There you go.
There he is.
All right. So, is Abby? Is she going to?
She just graduated.
What is she? Is she a physical therapist?
I think physical therapy.
Yeah,
So
that's what
Yep.
Yep. Catch up with him, Jeff.
So they're in this hole.
Catch up with him. Oh, that's a good one. Let's get that one in. Oh, that's a big fish. All right. I'm not sure I could have reached down there and got that one out of there.
Yeah.
I think that other one
most
was.
of your videos, you just boat flip them now.
I do. I don't have any choice. Look at that, folks. All right, so we're going to finish. We've had enough. We've had a great day, but the fish just have not cooperated. Saying that, that was a big fish, and I've caught 2 or 3 other big fish, and so did Elliot, and we've had a great day down through here. But I can't encourage you enough. If you're out there, you know somebody that wants to come up into this, and I'm going to be honest, I think you need to come up in here just to see the country. This place is, these rivers up in here, look at that. That's probably 18.
Sweet fish.
But these rivers up in here are just that beautiful. And I mean, this setup is just fantastic. I feel spoiled. I've never been babied my whole life, so for me it's a different angle, it's a little different casting, but I'm able to reach back in there and do some things that you can tell I can't stand it, can I? It's like I've got to hit one more cast, one more swing of the 7-iron, but give Elliot a call at Jacobson Outdoors online, right, Elliot?
Yep. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, or my website, jacobsonoutdoors.com.
And he also does some neat things because he does canoe trips. Tell me just a little bit about that while I'm fishing, and I'm going to catch one more fish. Sure. Tell them about your canoe trips.
Yeah, so I also offer, a variety of services, canoe rentals, car shuttling, and then also like complete outfitting. So if you wanted to show up with a really short packing list, I can get you out on the river. I provide all the meals and all the equipment you could possibly need for the trip.
And you guys, and I get a lot of this. I've had a couple just recently wanting a shuttle. No, I'm not interested in that. Again, I'm too selfish for that. But Elliot will do that, and he knows where to get you in and get you into these different spots with water like this. I'm gonna trying not to get hung up right there, so I ruined the hole. But anyway, I know he will do a good job for you. So folks, again, hope you enjoyed the video. We've caught a few fish, talked a lot, ooh, did I just see something right there? See, I can't quit. I'm addicted. Been at this since I was 14. We'll be 63 next week. Isn't that crazy? But anyway, give Elliot a call, and we'll close up shop here in just a minute. I'll quit talking, and that was a blast. And this is a great. Whoa! This is a great medium for catching some fish and being up here and being able to see the water. Come on, where are you at? Got to have one more right at the close. Yeah, they're in there laughing at us. Be fun if we could catch one right under that.
There were at least 2 18s in this hole.
Yeah, that first one I think was bigger than that one.
Yeah, it looks like it.
That was I guess you always make them bigger when you don't catch them, but I've caught a few. Okay, so this is it. Last cast, and I'm going to wrap it up, but it's got to be a good one. Like right there. All right.